Now one that's a head scratcher for me. We've got Beyond Meat. So Beyond Meat fourth quarter revenue was down almost 8%. And the guidance was not spectacular in the way I view it, Pete. So I'm kind of wondering why the stock was up almost 60% in the pre-market. But I'm sure you're going to tell me massive shorts, John, and the stock is just multiple, dollars off of its 52-week high.
And the revenue missed by a lot, but it actually beat when you look at some of the things. So the revenue was down 7.5%, but they were looking for 66 million. They put in, let's call it 73. I'm just rounding up. But to your point, and where you were going is exactly right. You got 35% of the shares are short in Beyond Meat. Now, to call this a bit of a failure, I say would probably be a understatement. But this is a company that everybody fell in love with it. And then all of a sudden, when they decided not to be in love with it, it has been absolutely hammered to the downside, John. Matter of fact, volumes are a 10x kind of a day. Their volumes in the first 2 hours were 10x of a normal full day of trading. So it gives you a little bit of an idea. I think what people really grasped onto this time, though, John, is, hey, we're going to bring down these expenses. We're going to do a little bit of cost cutting. It's like, well, that's great, but how much can you do? And by the way, they have debt of $1.2 billion. So when I look at a company that just lost $2.40 in the quarter, that's pretty uncomfortable. Their revenue did beat, but it's actually down, year over year. It's down. That's not so great. I don't see a lot of positives, but I understand. And the short interest side of it certainly is, I think, a factor on why this stock made the kind of a move that it did. And the fact that people just got a little bit excited about the cost cutting. I don't think that I like any of those reasons. And that's why if I were in this one, I'd take a look. I'm not a guy who shorts things, but I certainly would at least entertain the idea of looking at puts right now with the stock the way it's run up, 44% or something like that?
Yeah. And it is, despite that move, despite this 44% move, it's down 60% in the last year. 60%. This was once, like you said, everybody fell in love with it. Well, now the only people that love it, except on a day like today, are the shorts.